And it's time now for the big issue. And we have a packed studio and a lot to talk about as well. Very important topics. Yesterday, some 39 Democracy Hub protesters were remanded and their cases have been adjourned to October 8th and 11th. The police statement yesterday was released in the evening, and so we'll get into that to give you some further details on that. And of course, we all know that the protestation was because of Galamsey, the fight against Galamsey. There were some arrests that were made. Per the police statement, about 2 days ago, some 42 persons were arrested in total. However, lawyers of the demonstrators say that they will peg it at around 46. And the police has indicated that even though yesterday 39 of them were arraigned before the law court, the rest will be arraigned later today, and we'll get further details on that. Just a reminder that we're streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana, and so join us. Share your thoughts and your comments. If you have any questions, go ahead and do so. We're going to get a lawyer to speak to us and explain exactly what the law says with regards to arrests in Ghana, and specifically to this kind of case as well. And you can also join us via X and Instagram at TV3 Ghana. We're also live on DSTV channel 279. Joining us in the studio, Enoch Anhre Afuakwa. I hope I always pronounce it right. Anhre.
You made it the name.
Anhre. Okay, thank you for correcting me. He's a private legal practitioner. He's also a member of the NPP communications team. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Yes,
I'm doing well by His grace. What about yourself?
Oh, by grace, I am well.
I know by grace you are well.
Indeed. Also, we have Solomon Owusu. He's a senior communicator for Movements for Change. You're always giving us sound bites. Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope everything is okay with you and your wife this morning.
Yeah, we are.
Nothing has
because
threatened your marriage.
I was, as it were, vindicated by the fact that she also had the same text message.
I see.
And also she has gotten item 13, and now everyone is getting item 13.
You didn't bring us some this morning.
That is Alan.
But the item 13, we are looking at it as...
No, but the only item 13 in this country is Alan Chamanti.
Okay.
So that is the refreshment you have. So item 13 on the ballot is 13, and it is item 13, and it is food. Ubiabididi.
So you should have brought the food first, so that we can start enjoying it now.
Oh, don't worry.
That's what I meant.
It is in the new agricultural revolution. The food will come. Don't worry.
So it's food as the nearest possible future.
Fantastic.
I see.
You understand it.
Interesting. Anyway, good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Malik Basintale is here. He's the NDC Deputy National Communications Officer. Good morning to you as well.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing?
Well, coping.
You're managing.
Coping.
I don't want to say nice shirts because now everybody says when you come on, the first thing I talk about is your shirt. So your shirt is okay.
Thank you
it's
very
much.
Though. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Anyway, I hope you've had a good week.
Well, we've been out there trying to put things together, trying to communicate our policies, trying to sympathize with Ghanaians and to brace them up for the last-minute challenges. I mean, the kicks of a dying horse are usually mightier than when it was alive, but it really does not stop it from...
Who is the dying horse?
From perishing.
Is that a introductory remark?
I don't even, that's what I'm asking. Hold on. Oh, I gave you enough time. Don't worry.
Okay, right.
Don't worry. I'll give you more time. I'll be fair. Don't worry.
Fair.
Who is the dying horse, by the way?
The government, the NPP. And so
okay.
their cakes will be tough. You've seen them exhibited in these last days.
I see.
Trying to attack people, humiliate people, arrest people. I mean, extremely non-charitable. So we've been out there trying to tell the young people to cope. And we are certain that on January 7, 2025, all Ghanaians will be awarded a certificate of survival. 8 years of a very nepotistic government, a clueless government, an aimless government, a visionless government is enough for people to select. And to land on this, Bella, there are people who ask whether the number 8 is visible to the Ghanaian people. I think that for people who've gone through 8 years of hardship, it's enough to open your eyes to see clearly the number 8.
So you are breaking the 8. That's the slogan for the MPP.
The last time I heard them say it was the day they picked the ballot paper.
Your shining attire is beautifying the butterfly.
Thank you very much. Hey, beautifying the butterfly. The New Day butterfly.
The New Day butterfly. It's making the butterfly soar.
When last did you hear them say break the 8, Bella?
Oh, they've still been saying it. Have you let go of that slogan, breaking the 8?
No, we've not let go.
You've not.
So you still say it?
Why not?
Also say it.
But how does that go in tandem with your number 1 position? So you don't end up confusing your voters.
The number one is easy to assess.
Okay.
We are not, no Ghanaian will struggle locating Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is the quintessential vice president of our time.
Okay.
And the most visible vice president in the Fourth Republic.
Okay.
The vice president through who
Thank you.
over 33 policies of state has been implemented.
Okay, thank you very much. Don't worry, we didn't have to talk about we didn't have to talk about the positions. Let's move on.
Is it I was relating to the likes of...
We'll also have Justice Abdullahi, he's a law lecturer at UPSC, join us via Zoom. But let me quickly... Okay, is he the one I'm speaking to first? No, let me speak to Noah Adamte. He's the lawyer that we spoke to yesterday. But just quickly, Noah, please give me a few minutes. Let's take a look at some videos of family members of the detainees who were very anxious yesterday, very disturbed because they were not being given the chance to even communicate with or contact their loved ones who had been arrested as part of the protesters on the 22nd and 23rd of this month. It was just a few days ago. Very disturbing videos, but I want you to watch just quickly. I'll give you details of the police statement that was released yesterday, and we'll speak to Noah Adamte.
You don't care about their welfare.
But have you seen your sister? Have you been able to see your sister?
I saw her, but I've not been able to speaking to her.
But I thought they called you earlier to say she's not feeling well.
This morning, I received a call, and the person mentioned his name as Inspector Ken, and that he was speaking from the National Police Headquarters. He told me that my sister wasn't fine, and so we should come to check up on her as a family. I got to the National Police Headquarters gate, and I was denied access to her.
Why?
I called the number for several times. The number is here. I checked mobile money. The name came Kennedy Bengbe or something. We called for several times. There was this policewoman at the gate. The name was Japan. I spoke to her. I told her that, look, I just received a call from this number that my sister, who is diabetic and asthmatic and is battling glaucoma, is here. I am told she is not fine. We want to check up on her. The woman took the number. She also called for several times, but that number didn't answer until I heard that they were being brought to court. I went to the Kaneshi police station, and the station officer told me that specific instructions had been given that they should not be granted access to any family member, not even a lawyer. I made them aware that my sister is diabetic. I made them aware that she is asthmatic. I told them that she has glaucoma. And so she would need her drugs. They said no.
Was she the one you said was just doing TikTok live and was picked up by the police?
And at the time she was arrested, she was live on TikTok. So she was just streaming the, proceedings of the protest on her social media handle. And then she is being treated as if she was some sort of criminal or someone who committed any heinous crime in this country. I am myself a journalist. I have covered several reports on Galamsey. Let me say that prior to the launch of the media coalition against Galamsey, we were holding meetings at the Coconut Grove Hotel 2 weeks on every Wednesday with Mr. Kenneth Ashebi. At the time, Mustafa Hamid was the information minister. He was always present at our meetings. In fact, on the actual day when we launched the media coalition against Galamsey, they used some of my pictures and videos that I had taken from Chebi, from Dunkanofin and other areas.
Tell us your name and what happened.
My name is Evangelist Winnie. I'm from Easterport. I was just reported. It was just reported to me that my brothers have been arrested. So I followed up today. No, they were arrested on Sunday when they were from 37 coming, and they saw the people protesting. So they went there to snap a picture, and they took the lady who is my brother's wife. She's also pregnant. She's 4 months pregnant. They took her. They took my brother, who is also under operation, taking medicine. They took that one too. And they took my other brother. So my junior brothers too are inside with one wife.
All right, so this evangelist in particular has two brothers who have been arrested. One, she says, is sick, and she was even trying to give him medicine they were not allowing. Now, beyond that, one of her brothers is married to a woman who is 4 months pregnant. She also was picked up on that day. And according to her, they had only stopped to take pictures and were unfortunately arrested. And in fact, it's not just her statement. Yesterday, there were videos all over social media of this pregnant woman in particular who was crying foul, indicating that she only stopped to take pictures. She doesn't understand why she's been arrested. There's even one guy who claims that he was a mate. He's a mate, and that's where he stays. So he literally was in his home on the streets when he was picked up. There's another who says he went to church, was on his way back home. And you look at his outfit, well, I'm not going to declare whether he's guilty or not, but you look at his outfit and you're forced to believe that he may have been from a function. He says he was on his way home and he was also picked up and he didn't understand why. So like I said, the police released a statement yesterday. 39 of them were arrested, were told that they have been remanded, 28 of them in police custody and the remaining 11 into prison custody. And they will appear before the court on the 8th of October and the 9th of October and the 11th of October respectively. The remaining suspects will be put before the court to face justice, and the case is being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General. Let's speak to Noah Adamte. He is a member of the Lawyers Reporters Defense. Yesterday we spoke to him. We want some updates. Good morning, Noah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning, Bella, and good morning to your cherished listeners.
So I know yesterday didn't go exactly as you expected. Just run us through how you were able to discover which courts your clients were and if they were even given a fair representation in court ahead of them being denied bail.
Yeah, so events that occurred yesterday were further difficult situations that we have experienced since we came out to represent those arrested during the protest. So just like previous days where we've had very little access or relations with the persons arrested, yesterday we have been informed that the accused persons will be arraigned before court at 9 a.m. That was what the police told us.
Okay.
So at 9 a.m., we did not know the specific courts they were going to be taken to. So we had to declare ourselves at the various courts in Accra. So you can imagine, all across the city, we had lawyers standing by and hoping to inform all of us if the accused person had been brought there. And this continued, so lawyers had to move to the National Police Headquarters because we were not getting any information, and our people were at the various courts and they were still not getting any sign of the people being brought there. So we had to come to the National Police Station. To now, lawyers had to be on Okada bikes, some in their cars, to throw police vehicles where there was suspicion that these buses or these vehicles were carrying arrested individuals to court. It was somewhere around 1 p.m. that we got the information that they were being taken to the circuit courts in Accra, close to the Supreme Court. So we had to rush there quickly so that we can represent them when they are brought to court. So that was the difficulty that we faced throughout yesterday morning before the protests were arranged in the Accra Circuit Court. Yes.
Okay. Now, let me understand something, because yesterday, per what I heard in the news, you were not allowed to do an oral defense necessarily, or they expected that you do a proper bail application. Can you explain that for the layman to understand what your challenge was?
Okay, so when a person is arrested, the law provides that the police must grant the person bail or present the person to court within 48 hours. So the 48 hours is what we call the arraignment stage. At that stage, the person is just introduced to court. The police is just going to hand over the person to the court that we have arrested this person. And so these are the offenses we have charged the person with. And the court will decide whether or not the person should remain in custody or the person should be allowed to go home and attend court from home. So what happened yesterday was basically the arraignment of the accused persons.
Okay.
And then their pleas to be taken. So they have to plead whether they are guilty or they are not guilty. And all of them pleaded not guilty. So if they plead not guilty, then it means there must be a full-blown trial for the court to determine their guilt, which must be established by the prosecution beyond reasonable doubt. So all of them pleaded not guilty, and then the court, the lawyers of the accused person, we stood up and then we asked the court to orally make a motion for bail to be granted to them. So we were not there to put up a defense as to their guilt or they not being guilty. Yes, and that was not what happened in court. It was just to arraign them, their plea taken, and then we took the opportunity to ask the court to also grant bail to them. so that they could attend court from home.
So that's what I was asking. So were you allowed to orally put up a bail, application for them, or did they say you have to go back and put in an application?
No, so I have to mention that the accused persons were brought to 2 different courts, and even in batches. So I was in the Circuit Court 6, and there were 3 batches of about 9 people that were brought. And when they were brought, because we need to also have it in mind that yesterday was the first time that lawyers were seeing the protesters after their arrest. It was the first time. And this is because all attempts to have conference with them at the police stations had proven futile. So yesterday was the first time. Yesterday was also the first time the charge sheet indicating the specific offenses that the accused persons are being charged with were made known to the lawyers. We got it whilst in court. Okay. So it was impossible for the lawyers to draft and present a written bail application. So the law allows lawyers to make oral application for bail on their feet when the accused persons are arraigned. So we did that yesterday for all the accused persons in the 3 batches that were presented to the court in which I was and to the other courts that the other lawyers were.
All right, very quickly, what are the charges?
Yes, so in all, there are about 6 charges leveled against all the accused persons, from conspiracy to commit crime, namely unlawful assembly. They were also charged with unlawful assembly itself, causing unlawful damage, and then assault on public officer, offensive conduct conducive to breach of peace, and then defacement of public notice, which is a very so these were the offenses that they were charged with.
So 6 in total.
Yes, so I think there are some accused persons that were charged with just 5. They were not charged with
all the 6
last offense, which was defacement of public notice.
Now, we also know that not all of them were arraigned before the court yesterday. Per the plea statement, some of them will be sent to court today. So that means that you've not been able to see all your clients necessarily as at yesterday. Do you know which courts they will be sent to, what time exactly? Do you have all those details? Have you been given the chance to even meet them ahead of them making an appearance in court?
No, so just like what has been happening in the previous days, we don't know the specific courts they will be taken to. We don't know that.
Even today's own, you don't know?
Yes, today's own, we don't know. We also don't know the police stations they are being held in. We don't know that. We also do not know the charges, so that it will be the same charges being brought against them. So it will be ambushed with that today
as well. So that means that you'll be hovering around, the various police stations or the courts, actually, trying to figure out where exactly they'll be sent to.
Yes, that is exactly what we'll be doing.
How many of them in total have you been unable to account for?
So, what happened yesterday, now we know there are about 39 people. So, about 7 more people that I would say, as of now, they are unaccounted for.
Okay.
Now, some have been accounted for because of what happened yesterday, because they were brought to court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noah, thank you so much for the updates this morning, and we do hope that we can get some further details much later when they are arraigned before court. But that's Noah Adamte. He is a member of the Lawyers for Protest Defense. Very disturbing. Producers, I know my guests will lash me today if we don't give them extra time because they were already complaining. So please pardon me if we stretch it just a little bit. But just to understand the law, my guest, I'll come to you shortly. Let me quickly cross over to lawyer Justice Abdullah. He's a law lecturer at the UPSA. Thank you for joining us, counsel. I hope you're well.
Indeed, God has been good to us. I believe you're fine.
I am trying to be fine. I mean, it's not easy at this point. But you heard from Noah Adamte, who is a member of the Legal Defense, Lawyers for Protest Defense. And he's saying that yesterday was the first time that he even was able to see any of the people who had been arrested. You look at the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, 14 as well as 19(2)(e). It says that once you're arrested, they must let you know exactly what you're being arrested for, and they must also allow you to have a lawyer of your choice. All that was not done. And he has corroborated that this morning by saying that he only saw them yesterday. The ones who are even supposed to appear today, he does not know where they are being kept. He's not seen them. He has no idea which courts they are even going to be sent to. This is clearly a breach of the Constitution, is it not?
Indeed, it is beyond that, and it's a normal and a continuous breach that our security agencies in general, i.e., the BNI, the National Security, and the Ghana Police Services. This has been their normal practice. They will deny you all your constitutional rights when you are arrested, regardless of the circumstances. And sometimes will beat you to pulp. And these are not mere allegations. These are things that I have witnessed as a lawyer and a practicing lawyer. So they are not allegations, wild allegations being made against these state institutions. We have lawless state institutions and which are designed to protect us, but unfortunately, they end up being the ones being used not only to intimidate us, but also to abuse our rights and indeed do literally everything that is objectively wrong with their rotten system. And this is what we are confronted with on a daily basis as lawyers, and indeed as suspects, and sometimes as accused persons. The Ghana Police Service, naturally, because of their regular interactions with the general public, comes in handy whenever these offenses go on. They continuously, if you would recall, right from right from Kumipreko eras, the Gerald's time, they have never been up in their game when it comes to dealing with protests and demonstrations. They've always continuously have never handled these matters well enough, in line with the law. They would always abuse rights. In fact, the easiest one all of us may recall would be, I think, sometime in 2015 or thereabout, when, if you remember, the MPP staged a similar demonstration, and this time it was an MPP demonstration. And Gabi Asaro, if you remember, was beaten so much that, in fact, he was literally undressed in public. And somebody lost his eye, if you remember these incidents.
Yeah.
And generally have been victims of these abuses, continuous abuses. And it's so senseless to think that this is a growing institution, and one would believe that with time, the Ghana Police Service in particular, and the security agencies in general, would learn to modify their ways in tune with democratic systems. But unfortunately, this never happens. It's as though the more we grow, the more retrogressive their systems and approaches to some of these matters become. And the issues lawyer Noah, Damte described as not knowing their the court or the police stations that their clients are being held, and even the particular court that they will be handled. These are all systematic design that the police lately, I think for the past, give and take about 5 years, this is what they've been doing.
But is it right?
You will never know. And so you are blindfolded, literally, meeting your clients. You may be luckier to know that your client is being held in a particular police station and possibly engaged with it. But knowing the particular court that you'll be sent to. And once again, when I say the police, it includes the BNI.
Okay.
It's the same thing we are confronted with. But indeed, security.
In this case in particular, we're told that the case is being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General. And so it goes beyond the Ghana Police Service.
Unfortunately, you are right. Because they are our colleagues and they know better, and they are supposed to engage us even better than the police would do. But I'm shocked that this actually, they are involved in this particular line of abuses, because really it's not typical that you'd find your colleagues, particularly at the Attorney General's office, misconducting themselves this way. But the police, the BNI, and the national security, this is a normal means of
very disturbing.
Your accused persons in custody without the involvement or the participation of their lawyers or family members to aid them. It is normal, and it is abusive, it is unlawful, it is not right, and it's retrogressive.
All right.
We need to condemn this.
Please hold on for me. Let me just come to my guest in the studio. Malik, you're listening to the lawyer and also to Noah Adamte, who clearly stated that he does not even know where his other clients are going to be today. And it's clearly against the Constitution because once you are arrested, and it says here, 14.2, a person who is arrested, restricted or detained shall be informed immediately in the language that he understands of the reasons for his arrest, restriction or detention, and of his right to a lawyer of his choice.
First of all, I saw some protesters, some of the arrested protesters wear nose masks when they were being arraigned before courts. If they are listening to me this morning, I want them to understand that there is no need covering your faces and stopping the public from identifying you people. We are proud of you. We are proud of what you've done. And I want to know who has been arraigned so that anywhere I meet you in town, I give you 21 gun salutes. You are heroes. No need covering your faces. And I saw some of them stopping the cameras from taking videos and footages of them. No need. You've done a yeoman's job. You stood for the country. You stood against Galamsey. You stood against corrupt officials. You stood against a nepotistic government. You stood against incompetence. And we are proud of you. I, in particular, I wish I could stand this morning and then from wherever they are watching me today, I give them 21 gun salutes. Look, the protesters pulled down political billboards and posters and what have you. Both NDC, MPP. Yes, I should have been affected. I should have said, okay, you tore the posters of NDC and all of that. But it's not their fault. These are people who are fed up with political leadership in this country. And it affects anyone. Look, my father used to say that when you commit a crime, you don't determine how the oppressed reacts to that particular crime. There are people who offend you and tell you, you should have responded this way at least. When you offend me, you don't determine how I should respond. You have committed a crime. Why? People think that our water bodies are being destroyed. Government officials are deep down, neck deep in Galamsey. And they decide to protest because we are gradually getting to a point where we cannot get clean water. Clean water. People give birth to children with eye problems, all because of the chemicals we put in our water bodies.
Even 4 legs.
4 legs, 2 legs, 1 eye.
Yeah.
Very strange things. And these people decide to protest, and you think, I listened to the MPP youth organizer. He said he was born with 2 balls. I think I watched it on TV. And they were going to face them. And I said, sir, we need 2 balls to arrest the dollar. We need 2 balls to reduce fuel prices. We need 2 balls to fight Galamsey. If indeed you had 2 balls, you use 1 ball to go to the bush and stop Galamsey. Wouldn't to me? Akunta mines destroyed our forest reserves. Condemned over 38 forest reserves have been brought down. In this country, if you are looking for one rosewood, you can't find again. They have collapsed everything. They are mining. Government, why? Party Hiasika. Their party official, regional vice chairman, said the party need to do Galamsey to get money. Frimpong Boateng, was he a member of the NDC? He was the chairman of a committee set up by the president. Unfortunately, he said even the president's garden was being mined. Frimpong Boateng, I know him. He's a credible human being. He's one man, even when Akufo-Addo appointed, he said this man does not lie. My sister was born with Holy Heart. He was the one who operated it. I know how diligent this man is.
He said he didn't give enough evidence.
He said the man said he saw with his eyes, not that somebody told him. He was the chairman of the committee. As for his secretary was caught counting corrupt money, Charles Bisiu, on camera. The first man to count corrupt money on camera. But Frimpong Boateng went further to work on Galamsey. Why? And Raf, National Cathedral. And today I would break news on this platform.
What is the news?
Raf broke into the National Cathedral. He's been arrested. He's being tried. But you see, sometimes we go after the wrong people. Why do you go after Raf? Why do you go after a pregnant woman? A pregnant woman. I listened to someone who said his sister was diabetic, asthmatic, so many issues, had glaucoma, and the Attorney General does not feel ashamed, embarrassed, prosecuting these people. Raf broke into the National Cathedral. Why? His crime was that this government, very incompetent, clueless, nepotistic government, have decided to waste over 1 billion in sinking the world's most expensive hole. You condemned high-rise buildings, including the judges today, prosecuting the people. They broke down their houses. The passport office, at the expense of the taxpayer, my money, your money, was used to rent high plush buildings for them. But they collapsed government property worth millions of dollars in this country. Then Ralph breaks into it, and you go and arrest him. Look, the National Cathedral project was suspended in 2022. In 2022, they came to tell us, the story is here.
Please just check the microphone.
Yes, I just wanted, today we'll do something on this platform. This is it. The National Cathedral project was suspended in 2022. In that same month, the board of trustees, those who were left, including their boss, the general overseer, Professor Opoku Mensah, Dr. Opoku Mensah, said they were working free of charge for the people of this country and that they were not taking allowances, they were not taking salaries. You see, it was a bare-faced lie, and today I've brought documents to prove it. This is his bank statement. His bank, APSA, Tamale.
Whose bank statement?
Professor Dr. Paul Yao Opoku Mensah, the overseer of the National Cathedral, the general overseer and executive secretary. This is his bank. Is APSA, Tamale branch.
Are you allowed to put this out?
Yes, I'm putting it
public?
out. My integrity on the line. I'm Malik Basintali, Deputy National Communications Officer. Take me anywhere you want to take me to. APSA, Tamale branch. The staff ID 1249725. His account number is 07110305573. This is his pay slip. Every month, government pays him 21,134 Ghana cedis. This is it.
For what exactly?
Nothing. An end salary. That he is the general overseer. Controller has indicated that general overseer, National Cathedral, for work done as the executive secretary of that whole. So the owner of the whole, the general secretary of the whole, is being paid 20. Here's it, Bella. There's a copy. Go through. This is for 31st August 2024.
Okay.
That is just last month.
Okay.
This was his salary. And this is his pay slip from controller.
All right.
These are different pay slips. This is another one. And this morning, I wish you call him on the line. I want to tell him to his face that I have his account number. I know anytime he withdraws money, anytime money comes in, and that man cannot escape jail. It's not possible. You cannot be paid for work you are not doing. Even the National Cathedral is still a hole. It was a swimming pool. 2 days ago, people were swimming there. And you claim you are the executive secretary, and government pays you through controller, and this is his pay slip. Pay slips. All these years, he's been taking money. The police have decided not to arrest this man. They have decided not to arrest these corrupt individuals who are siphoning monies from the state. They have decided not to arrest the Galamsey kingpins who have caused havoc to the people of this country. They've decided not to arrest ministers and politicians who have stolen monies from the state. And yet you go after a pregnant woman. You go after a man who just closed from church. A minor of 8 years has been arrested. As it stands now, Felicity.
They were released.
Felicity.
The 8-year-old.
Felicity. As it stands now, Felicity Nelson, right? We are struggling to even know her whereabouts. She's part of the about.
You don't know where she is?
We don't know her whereabouts. You spoke to the lawyer this morning, and the lawyer was telling you that they still don't know the whereabouts of about 7 people. Okay. You can't even identify them. And the Attorney General and Nanado thinks that it is fun. Yesterday, a young man sat
hold on, before you carry on. Let me just disassociate myself.
Yes.
And the company Media General from this bank statement details, because
that's right.
I'm not sure if it's allowed to even put out these
details
of anyone.
Because
so I'm stating emphatically that we are disassociating ourselves. Myself, Bella Mundi, and Media General from this.
And Bella, you see, even the man watching this morning, whose details I have put out, if he's a man, this morning he should take me to court. He will be arrested. Okay. Because from this point, I'm going straight to the special prosecutor. I'm going to Shraj, and he must be picked up before nightfall. You cannot arrest Oliver. You cannot arrest Ralph. You cannot arrest Felicity Nelson and still have Dr. Opoku Mensah on the streets.
Okay.
When he's being paid for no job done. If I tell you how long it took me to get this credible information, you'll be marveled. But thank God we have it, and we are monitoring them. And there are still about 4 others who are being paid for no job done under the National Cathedral. Right. And in the coming days, we'll bring all those documents
Let me move
out.
on to Solomon, because, again, this is the statement that was released on the 22nd of September after the police had arrested some of the protesters. And they said that they were arrested because they were blocking the intersection in all directions with vehicles and stones. They were setting fire in the intersection. They were harassing other road users, abusing police officers, banging on vehicles, and playing football in the road. This is the reason why they were arrested in the first place. Now, you look at the charge sheets and all the things that have been listed, and some of them are in there as well. So if anybody describes what they did as unlawful, would you agree with that, or do you side with the police who have listed exactly why these people were arrested?
I mean, first of all, that is why we have the court. It is for the court to determine whether or not they have committed any crime. I have no difficulty with policemen and women arresting individuals and saying that they have committed crime, because many a times when they do so and they go to court, the people are exonerated. So, I mean, we can treat it as that. Fortunately, they have lawyers who will be representing them in court. But I want Ghanaians not to lose sight of the fact that we are dealing with a serious issue of galamsey. I don't want us to deviate. I mean, this can be a diversion strategy being implemented by whoever is at the receiving end. Here, I can call out government, because whatever negative information is coming out goes to affect the credibility of the government, by extension, the credibility of the New Patriotic Party. And mind you, we have only 73 days to election. Why would we move away from the very threat to our existence into an issue of people being arrested and being remanded? Mind you, the speed at which the Attorney General is prosecuting this matter should be the same speed at which people that are destroying our environment are taken through. Are you with me? So, if we are told by the Ghana Water that our turbidity levels now is in the region of 14,000 NTU, and that is not a concern to the judge that remanded them, that I have an issue. If that is not a concern to the Ghana Police Service, but rather putting these people behind the bars is what interests them, then that is their own cup of tea. But I am very focused on why we must deal with galamsey and deal with it comprehensively without diverting attentions. We have been told by the New Patriotic Party that they will never make galamsey an issue, because the last time they did, in election 2020, they lost a lot of the mining areas. And that is why, if you would realize, the government is very silent on this whole galamsey and rather pushing this direction. The number of people that have been arrested, the 39 people who are in various cells and prisons, they must know that they are part of the history making. My own communicator, one of the Movement for Change members, Nia Yopari, is behind bars for taking part in this.
Was he part of those who were arraigned yesterday?
Yeah, yes, he has been sent to Nsawam, and then I will be visiting him today.
He's been sent to Nsawam?
Yes, remanded to prison custody. You know, 11 of them were remanded into prison custody, and then, so we will be with them and to, as it were, fight together. Because the point is that without fighting and calling out names, government officials will get away with impunity.
Prior to him making an appearance in court, were you able to contact him? Did he get access to his lawyers or anything?
No, we didn't even know until yesterday night. We didn't know until yesterday night. Miraculously, someone told us.
Okay, that what he had been sent to
Nsawam.
So you didn't even know he was even appearing before the court yesterday?
Yes, we didn't know of it. Either than that, we would have moved into us, because he's one of our own. He is a very good communicator of the Movement for Change. And so we needed him badly. But unfortunately, for the love that he has for this country, he has to suffer in this way. That is not to say that when people also embark on demonstrations, they must misbehave. I am not for that. You understand? Because I watched some of the videos, and I believe that some of the demonstrators went overboard.
In what sense?
You see, you are demonstrating. I have been a chief demonstrator in my life. And you need to court public sympathy for the cause that you are embarking on. If you go and block 37, the military hospital, people that have been infested with the polluted water already are sick, and they are being sent to that hospital, and they are prevented from entering. Definitely, you will incur the wrath of even the public that are supposed to sympathize with you. So, in organizing our demonstrations, we must take note of some of these things and not go overboard, so that the government will use it to divert attention. See the amount of energy and time we are using to discuss why people are in prison custody, as against the amount of time we should have used in discussing why the government is not acting on the Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, why the government is not moving swiftly to deal with all those in our forest.
But you heard what the Attorney General, the Office of the Attorney General said about Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, that there was not enough evidence to go after the people
This
that were
Attorney
listed.
General has no credibility that I will follow. He has no credibility, having been caught on tape, negotiating.
Then if you say that these protesters are doomed because we're told that the Office of the Attorney General is
You
the one
don't need
prosecuting
any
this case.
Solomon like me to tell you that this Attorney General has no credibility. When was the last time you heard any Attorney General negotiating with an accused on how to get another accused incarcerated or punished? I don't want to take his words very serious. I bet we are on our own. We have to fight for ourselves as a country. You understand? But you see, the entire institution, that is why, once again, these two political parties going into election 2024, we must not take them serious. We have a country where the Parliament of Ghana, which is evenly distributed, 137, 137.
Hold on.
No, Malik, when you were speaking, I was sitting here. No, but you cannot be, it's not a matter of you going on. You are not going to moderate this program here.
So you go on.
Please hold.
But do you think I'm going to sit here for you to
Enoch will have to speak even before you can.
but you think you are going to show me what you are going to show me how I'm going to communicate here. But how will you finish the point? No.
Is he not being fair? Because again, even in Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, there was a statement where he said that there were more NDC members involved in Galamsey.
Arrest them. What are you waiting for?
So allow him to make their statement.
So do you think that if an NDC member is involved in Galamsey, I'll sit here and tell you to defend him?
I understand.
Arrest him for the
Allow
issue.
Solomon to make
and
his
I'll support
statement.
you arrest him.
Allow Solomon to make his
But
statement.
I find it very ridiculous that I'm making a point and you want to interject. What is this?
Go on, make your point.
Do you think I came here to speak your mind or speak my
make your
mind?
point. We've
But what nonsense are you talking about? Do you think I'm joking here?
Make your point. But what's this about? Make your point.
You think we are joking here?
Gentlemen, please.
I am making a point.
Make your point. They've allowed you and you are sitting there making noise. Who are you?
But who are you? Who are you?
Please.
Who are you?
Make your point and stop.
Solomon,
Don't bring your arrogant posture here.
Oh, my friend.
Because if I am going to make a point, but why would you moderate the program?
Please.
Go on.
Please make your point.
Doesn't go
Malik,
on.
you are not allowed to speak, so please stay
No,
quiet.
you see,
Allow Solomon
I
to
am
make
very
his statement.
surprised that I came here to defend my party. You have spoken, nobody interjected you. I am speaking, and you say you go on. As if I need a permission from you to carry on with my point.
No, Malik, you are not-
Why must I give you the opportunity?
Malik, no.
Why must I give you the opportunity?
Go on.
You're not being fair.
Why is he raising his voice? Who are you raising your
Why,
voice?
who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Gentlemen,
go on,
please.
stop.
You are
Please,
nobody
we're
to
here-
be.
You are wasting your time.
We're
Make
looking
your
for a
point.
solution to a problem.
So talk.
So the last thing we need is for you to disagree.
I'm quiet. I'm quiet.
So the issue remains that
Else, thank
we
you.
have been led by two reckless parties. Remember, prior to 2021, we were not having LI 2462. You understand? That allowed miners to enter our forest. It took, that Akonta mining. When they were identified that they were mining in the Tanonimre forest, it took the Parliament of Ghana to pass the LI 2462 to make it legal for people to enter our forest. You ask yourself, who are those in Parliament? Is it not the NDC and the MPP? Why did they allow that to go on? Why would you, for Christ's sake, as parliamentarians, sit in Parliament and allow that, pass a law that enables galamseyers and miners to enter our forest to go and mine to destroy
If the president wills, because per that 2462 it says that the president is the only one who can give permission to go into these forests.
But the LI has been passed. You understand? First of all, the LI shouldn't have passed at the parliamentary stage. They should have shut it down. As for the president, for how many times haven't I come in to tell you that he's deeply involved in Galamsey? The day President Kufuor together with Bawumia will say that they have stopped Galamsey, that is the end. Because Galamsey is not something that is done in secrecy. It's an open adventure. And it also joins what the position of the National House of Chiefs. A couple of days ago, I listened to the National House of Chiefs boss, Ojiaho Jebi. His position on the matter saddened my heart. That we cannot ban mining because the ramifications on the economy will be there. What he failed to add is what is the impact of the galamsey on the lives of the Ghanaian? What is the cost to it? So you cannot just talk about the income that the gold is raking into the economy, but you must also add the cost of the galamsey to the people of this country. And when you do that, we can then know which one is outweighing the other. People are dying, like Riley said, we are giving birth to kids that have 4 eyes, 5 eyes. Does your gold, the amount of money, in any case, what is the impact of the gold in our economy? As we speak, the dollar to the cedi is almost 17 cedis. So if indeed we are raking the benefits of gold, it must reflect in the stability of our currency. But we are not getting that. So we as a country must reset. We must transform the mind and then come to the realization that we cannot be doing politics as usual, but rather get the right set of people into the right places so that the country is managed and managed well.
All right, let me bring Enoch in. Enoch, it's quite interesting that you look at the police statement and it says that this issue concerning the protesters is being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General. It's interesting how the Office of the Attorney General is interested in a case like this, and yet there have been reports. Recently, the Fourth Estate also put out a report detailing how certain members within the NPP are involved in galamsey allegedly. Professor Frimpong Boateng's report is also there. Even that, the Office of the Attorney General came out and said there was not enough evidence to prosecute these people or even investigate the matter. This was coming from the chairman of the Interministerial Committee Against Illegal Mining. We didn't see that much interest from the Office of the Attorney General. Yet, people who are protesting against legal mining that this is destroying our environment are the ones that the Office of the Attorney General is interested in. How do you put the two together?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bella. But did I really hear you say the Fourth Estate put out a report that some persons are involved in illegal mining in recent times?
Yes. I have the report right in front of me.
Can you read the headline for me?
I have the report. Okay, so it says that companies owned by Wontumi, Kumasi Mayor, and others scramble to mine in Ghana's forest reserves. And it details exactly who these people are, what they are involved in as well. It gives all the list. I don't know if you've not seen this report.
Yeah, so if you have the opportunity to read the entire report, you will realize that these are companies that have applied for mining leases within the forest reserve in line with the LI 2462 as we are discussing currently. So it is not as if they are conducting illegality in the forest reserves or they are conducting illegality whatsoever in any other places.
Let me read something for you.
Because of how politically they are exposed and those kind of things, that's as a result.
Let me read something for you. So for Chairman Wontumi, for example, it says that months before the government scrapped the guidelines that limited mining in forest reserves in November 2022, Akonta Mining Company Limited was actively felling trees and digging in the Tanon Nimiri Forest Reserve. And the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources declared the company's operation illegal. The Office of the Special Prosecutor, we're told, is currently investigating allegations. We're not sure what the details are on this as well. So this is even just one example.
So this is only a semblance of, but if you go further, you realize that Akonta Mining has applied for mining lease or something.
I've read the report.
Yes, so
I've read the report.
The Fourth Estate sought to put out that
people.
Akonta Mining applied for mining lease after the passage of, or was granted mining lease or something after the passage of LI 2462. So when you go further, is it a fact?
Yeah,
it's a fact. It is only reiterating.
What I'm asking,
certainly,
is it a fact that per what the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources had put out, they were felling trees and mining in the town of Nimri Forest Reserve illegally? It's a fact.
Well, the Special Prosecutor is conducting investigation, as you rightly mentioned. So let us leave that to the investigators, because I have also read statements from Akonta Mining that there were some illegal miners on their concessions. And as a result of this, they also notified the appropriate offices and the likes. So in as much as the state agencies conducting investigations in this matter, let us leave it hanging as to when the Special Prosecutor comes out with its findings, we all can thoroughly discuss this subject matter in detail. Bella, let me extend the greetings of His Excellency the Vice President, who is also the President in waiting of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to your cherished viewers on this platform this morning. He's currently on his campaign tour, sharing with the people of Ghana his bold solutions to transform Ghana into the fourth industrial revolution. And Ghanaians are greatly buying into this. And Ghanaians are going to vote number 1 come December 7, 2024. Following the extensive work that government has conducted and looking at the competence and integrity of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, certainly he should be given the opportunity to lead this country and to lead us well in that regard. Bella, on Saturday, the youth wing or New Patriotic Party, we are also working for the bold solutions. At 5 a.m., we'll be ending at Mancha Abona in Jamestown, and to tout the achievement of government and to.
You allow him to make his point. I'm still trying to connect that to the question I asked him, so please allow him.
Solo, why?
You are brother.
So please carry on. Just know that all this you are saying is eating into your time.
Worry not. So our bold solutions work will come off on Saturday, as advertised. So all the youth of this country of Ghana should join us in this bold solution work. And Bella, you allowed Malik Basintali to do something on your platform which is unusual. Certainly, you gave us topics to discuss. And what Malik Basintali sought to bring in to this free of discussion is nowhere part of this discussion.
So my question there, you've just put it
I'm
on
coming
the
there. I'm coming there. It is grossly irresponsible.
Hold on.
It is grossly irresponsible for him to have put out somebody's bank statement and bank details, invasion of the privacy of the person without due authorization. He has
heard me disassociate.
No, he has no right, because he doesn't even know the contract of service of this general overseer. Neither does he know the contract terms that he has with the National Cathedral and the type of work that he's executing for the National Cathedral to draw the conclusion that he's conducted no work and as a result he demands no remuneration. This is clearly irresponsible. It's a sort of slanderous and defamatory statement, and I believe the general overseer knows what to do. If he really wants to take this matter up, he really knows what to do because he has a right in law, which has clearly accrued. Bella.
To my question.
Your question. Come again with your question.
He's wasted our time.
You know what?
You sought to ask. You sought to ask on the matter of the democracy hub.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Okay, no, please allow me the one moderating. Yes. Let me ask again.
Ask again.
So I'm saying that per even a part of the report that I read from the fourth estate, right, concerning people who have been listed to be engaged in illegal mining, who occupy high positions within this government. Then beyond the fourth estate, we have Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, where he listed a number of government officials who are involved in illegal mining. We didn't see the Office of the Attorney General move so quickly to investigate and prosecute these people. In fact, Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, the Office of the Attorney General came out and said there was not enough evidence adduced to prosecute these people. And yet, we have people who are protesting against Galamsey, which is destroying our environment. And they are the ones that the Office of the Attorney General, is interested in prosecuting. How do you put the two together?
Bella,
you have only 2 minutes left because you've used all your time.
Under Article 88 of the Constitution, the prosecutorial powers of the state is inherent in the Attorney General. And the police does what we call the delegated prosecution for and on behalf of the Attorney General, because that is clearly the powers of the Attorney General. So the Attorney General chooses which matters that the Attorney General wants to prosecute directly because of the national interest and whatsoever. So bringing in some of these matters came up and Attorney General never followed up on these matters. You clearly mentioned that Akunta Mining, per your own report from the fourth estate, is under investigation at the Office of the Special Prosecutor. There are other matters also before the court where others have been sued on defamation and other statements. Professor Boateng has been sued personally in all these matters. That people are contesting the sort of allegations made against him. Bella, it should be noted that the New Patriotic Party, we are not against lawful demonstrations and lawful protest. In the Fourth Republic, if you want any political party that has demonstrated to be able to ensure that some reforms have been attained in this republic, clearly it is the New Patriotic Party. Talk of the Kumipreko and the likes. But we made sure that these demonstrations were done in accordance with law and due process. We have the Public Order Act, i.e. the Public Order Act ensures that when you want to go out for a protest in the public space, you need to notify the police, the route and all this. There are clear guidelines and there are clear procedures that one must ensure that you follow through before you can embark on a lawful protest. Why should notify the police on their routes? The police, in the interest of public security, the public health, national security and the likes, public interest, and all their rates, can decide that the route in which you are taking will bring some untold hardship or the entirety of the public and will compromise the security of the state. So probably do A, do B, do C. You have the right to also respond to the police in accordance with law, whether you are in acceptance of the directive given by the police or you are not in acceptance of the directive given by the police. Certainly, during this the Democracy Hub demonstration, they notified the police sometime in July, I'm told. The police notified them that where they want to organize this protest, in front of the, opposite the Jubilee House.
The
Revolution Square.
Yeah.
Look at the sort of traffic build up even during the peak hours, from 2-3 o'clock thereof, in front of the office of the president. The intersection and the sort of vehicular traffic that jams within even normal traffic days. The police saw that no, this will call on total hardship onto the citizens, the entire citizens of this public. And it will also inflict on national security. So reschedule, let us do A, B, C, D. Our brothers and sisters say no, they will go ahead. The police sought the orders of the court, the High Court, where the High Court restrained the demonstrators from going ahead.
You have 30 seconds.
Going ahead on this planned protest at the, how do you call that place? Revolutionary Square, is it? Revolution Square?
Yeah. Revolution Square.
Revolution Square. Where the barricades were mounted to prevent them from even going further. You saw from videos that have been put out that the demonstrators were forcing their way through the barricades of the police. Others pulling off the car keys of police vehicles. It almost amounts to disarming the police and the likes. Toppling the coercive power of the state and the likes. Look at burning tithes on public roads. We are calling for proper road infrastructure and the likes. And look at the sort of behavior that were put out by some of these.
You saw them burning ties. Did they burn ties?
Defacing posters. Defacing posters.
But did they burn ties?
Oh, they were burning some materials.
I saw
they were burning some. They were burning some materials
parties
on tarred road.
But you're not sure if they burnt ties.
They burnt some materials on tarred road.
That's what I'm asking. Did you see car tie?
But they burnt some materials on tarred road.
So you didn't see car tie?
Let me continue. They burnt some materials
your time is even up.
on tarred roads.
You spent majority of your time promoting your party.
You know the composition of tarred roads. It contains what? Oil material, bitumen. And once you set fire on these tarred roads, it causes damage to the road infrastructure, and it will also need the state to also add additional resources to be able to maintain them. And these are public funds that we are spending in this regard. And certainly, once you have a right, you don't have absolute right to do anything that you want at any time.
But hold on, sorry. Oh, I told you his time is up. I'll come back to you.
Once the police have accosted some of them and they have been put before court, let us wait.
Yes, but we broke the law because the police broke the law. Because I read the Constitution to you. Once you are arrested, you must be told what you are arrested for. You must be given the rights to a lawyer of your choice. You heard the lawyer this morning. Even those who are going to court today, he doesn't know which courts they're going to. He has not been able to contact them. Bella, they are not aware of the reasons why they have been arrested. You hold on, let me go on.
You know
because your time is up. Let me
give you one information so that you can go back to your lawyer.
I'll come back to you so that you make some time. Next time when I ask you, please stick to the questions. But lawyer, I'm coming back to you via Zoom. I hope you're still there. Now, what I want to find out, what are your thoughts on the police statement that says that this matter is being prosecuted by the Office of the Attorney General? It's a question I asked Enoch earlier, that we didn't see the Office of the Attorney General acting so quickly when it came to accusations leveled against government officials involved in Galamsey. But all of a sudden, we see young people who are hitting the streets, speaking up for the rest of Ghanaians, so we will not be poisoned eventually. And they are the ones that the Office of the Attorney General is interested in?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Carry on.
Yes, indeed. I was saying that this must be obvious to all of us. We have a political character in the Office of the Attorney General, a partisan Attorney General for that matter, who doesn't seem...
Are you there, lawyer? We're having a bit of a challenge. Justice Abdullahi. Okay, it looks like there's a bit of a challenge with your connection. We'll see if we can reconnect with you. So that, okay, there you are. Come again, we lost you. You froze for a while.
Did you lose me?
Yes, we lost you.
Okay. Yeah, my apologies. My apologies. So my position is that the Attorney General has demonstrated that his lack of appreciation...
Oh, we might have to reconnect with you again much later so that you can speak on this matter.
For fighting for the national interest rather than his... It appears... Bella, do you...
carry on.
Whether I'm still on, because I can hear you talk.
Yes, go on.
In relation to...
Go on, please.
So it appears clearly that the AG is not really... either he doesn't appreciate what it means to fight for the national interest, national cause, or...
Justice Abdullahi, we'll have to maybe disconnect and reconnect with you again because we're having a bit of a challenge with your your line. So let me just come to Malik Basintale. Producers, if you can kindly work on this for me.
Bella, you see, whether the demonstrators tore party posters, they tore party T-shirts, or whatever they did, I don't think that crime is more than a crime of destroying our water bodies. I don't think so. As we speak today, mortuary workers are about striking. Mortuary workers are about striking. Yesterday, freight forwarders in Tema embarked on a demonstration. As we speak. As we speak now, Guta has been threatening to embark on demonstrations almost every week. Last month, teacher trainees were on strike for more than 3 months and they were seated at home. Lots of other government institutions continue to strike on a daily basis. And all these people came on the streets to do was to tell government, your government, Afokwa, that you need to be up and doing and you need to stop the incompetence. Things are not right and you don't expect people to be quiet. People would definitely speak about them. Look, I listened to a young man who was part of the demonstrators. He said his bonds had been restructured and he was unable to even access his monies in his account. And a 67-year-old woman was picked up also. She is a pensioner bondholder who has decided to demonstrate. For the first time in the history of this country, during a particular demonstration, the former Chief Justice herself came on the streets to demonstrate against the party that appointed her and made her Chief Justice in this country. And you think it is child's play? Look, Afokwa asked about the scope of work. And he said it had nothing to do with the topic. Raf is being charged. Go through his charge sheet. You are a lawyer. You should know this better. Go through the charge sheet. Invading public property. It's part of the charges they labeled against Raf. This is the pay slip. On the pay slip, you have what they are paying him for, and it's under grade. When you come to the grade section, you see the overseer of the National Cathedral. And Bella, I have challenged you to put him online. I'm in the studio.
We are trying.
Yes, call him and put him online. I mean, whenever I bring documents, I don't bring documents to hide under a table. I'm seated here. Put him online.
It's up to him to also want to speak.
Absolutely. He's the general overseer of this. He should explain to us why he takes an earned salary and why he's being paid for even a project that has been suspended every month. Look, August, 31st August, they paid him 21,134 cedis. In July, 31st July, he was paid 21,134 cedis. These are the scripts, all these pay slip. And look at what they said they are paying him for. Overseer of the National Cathedral.
What does it say at the top?
It is here. From Dr. Paul Yaopoku, his staff ID 124.
Please don't mention no. Please,
I wanted to, okay, no problem. So let me hold on with that. Don't worry, I'll put that on my face.
Producers, if you can reach him or his lawyers
reach him and put him online
this,
immediately. I'm in the studio.
So that we also
and you see, sir,
give a fair representation of what's going on.
Dr. Paul, wherever you are watching me from, it is sad, but you will have to account for this. We cannot, these monies cannot go down the drains. Mr. Akufo-Addo is complicit in this crime because he appointed you. And look at where the payment even comes from.
So you are saying that these are the people that should be investigated.
These are the people that should be arrested immediately and prosecuted.
For receiving salary.
For receiving an earned salary, for no job done, for receiving salary for being the CEO to a whole. For receiving salary for being a CEO to a swimming pool.
So what if later they bring you details as to why he's receiving the salary and it's genuinely earned? What if?
What detail could be bigger than knowing that he's the CEO for a whole?
Have you gone beyond this document to investigate?
I said this here. It's not hidden. No, look at it.
I understand, but beyond this document.
He's paid for this. He's paid. Look at it.
I see, but I'm just saying that beyond this document.
Overseer of National Cathedral. It has been established.
No, I understand.
1 minute
but
prosecution for him.
But just so we also do not defame someone.
Let's solo read it.
Cathedral.
Yes.
Solomon, you have to be careful. I'm not sure you want to be cited in any.
I am only reading
what I've given him.
Oh.
And this is it.
By the way, why would you want to intimidate me with court issue?
Intimidate me with court issue.
I'm not intimidating you. I'm just saying that.
This, Bella, what we are saying is that you've arrested a pregnant woman. You arrested a 67-year-old woman. You've arrested Ghanaian youth who are expressing and demonstrating their displeasure. Yet, the true culprits, the criminals who have been receiving an earned salary for no job done, salary for being the CEO of a whole, salary for wasting $1 billion to sink a hole, demolish high-rise buildings, have been left off the hook. And they are the people who sit in Land Cruisers and smile, and the police rather protect them. The police must go after these people. And from here, like I said, I'm not ending this matter here, even though I know maybe nothing good will come out of it in this government. But in the next NDC government, Dr. Paul, as for Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah, because as for him, he cannot escape. His prosecution will be very short, and such people will account for all this money.
You are not the Attorney General. You are not
that's what I'm saying.
judge. So if you say his prosecution will be very short,
yes, because
you are saying that based on what?
Because of the facts established.
Yes,
and
but
it is here,
allow the
hard copy.
Yes, but allow the
I will
court to do
release
its
this
job.
on my Facebook page.
All right,
and everybody will go and see.
Let me go back to Justice Abdullah. Solomon, please hold on. Let me just go back to him. We've been able to reconnect. Justice, we're coming back to you on the question I asked earlier.
Yes. So, Bella, I think what we need to appreciate is that we have an Attorney General who does not seem to understand what it means to fight for the national cause. He lacks an appreciation of the national interest. And he's surrounded by people who rejoice over injustice. But they forget that one day injustice may elude them when they also cry for help. And this has been the kind of things people like myself and other civil society organizations and institutions have been fighting for. That when we have a better country, we have better institutions, it is only for our collective good. But an Attorney General who doesn't see anything absolutely wrong with the political party that brought him into office, but sees everything wrong with everyone else, is a clear problem for us to deal with. He is a problem, a walking problem for us to deal with. And I think that over the years, for the past 4 years at least, everyone, I think Ghanaians have been quite unanimous about his misconduct, his lack of appreciation of issues, his disinterest in the prosecution or investigation of matters that directly impact adversely all of us. And rather is interested in sectional matters that do not really take us anywhere. Really, it does not bring any progress, does not inure to the development of this country. And this example you cite is one such grievous issue. When an Attorney General refuses to see that the national interest, i.e. in this particular case, the fight against corruption, the fight against galamsey, the fight against impunity, and the abuses that we continuously suffer from the security agencies, the Ghana Police Service, National Security, and BNI, and indeed all these subtle moves to always unduly get suspects incarcerated without the involvement or the participation or the presence of their lawyers, and the systematic abuses that we continuously suffer as a result of all these rot that we find in our system, but would be interested in something as useless and baseless as arresting protesters, lawful protesters.
Why do you describe this as useless and baseless?
Because, first of all, let me say this, that protest is a constitutional right. And Bella, no country, nowhere in the world, has there been a protest that has never seen something beyond the norm. There will always be minor excesses. Those minor excesses are not treated the way this one is being treated. I.e., such every protest, you would always find some people going beyond either demarcated routes or doing things that may not necessarily not be lawful, but they are not necessarily allowed to do them. But when they are, when the police or the security agencies become aware of these, what they do is to rearrange them, is to ensure that the people comply with the ground rules. This is what happens. Where arrests are made, they are made not with the intention of prosecuting or persecuting. They are made with the intention of stopping the continuous abuses should they persist after the person have been alerted that this was wrongful or this was not supposed to happen. This is what happens everywhere in the world.
Is that not what happened in this case?
Indeed, it is the reason, Bella, that when Gabi was beaten to pulp about 8 years ago. We all condemned it. It is the reason for the condemnation we launched out to the Ghana Police Service when journalists and other individuals were abused simply because of their participation or coverage of protests. It is the reason why we continuously engage the police service to see how best to interface with protesters. The idea is never to prosecute them. Painting or defacing are just normal part of what you'd find in everyday protest.
So they shouldn't be prosecuted for these offenses?
No, my point, you don't prosecute them. If you do these things, you rather end up gagging democratic institutions and individuals from expressing themselves. You end up systematically intimidating everyone, and in the long run, what you will find is a nation ruled as robots. Nobody is able to say anything. Whatever the powers that be intends us to do is what we all do. Now, but that is not what democracy is about.
Now, in this case where they've also been denied bail, and so we're told that there are 11 of them who have been sent to prison custody, and then the 22 others are in police custody. How can this be remedied? Because, again, we're looking at the situation where these are bailable offenses.
So it goes beyond being bailable offenses. It tells you how the system has been structured simply to deal with these people. That's why I call it persecution rather than prosecution. Because clearly these people are not being treated fairly. They are being treated as pure and ordinary criminals rather than being treated as Democrats who are only doing what is good for all of us, not for a section of our society, including the very judges presiding over the matters and the police themselves. What these protests are doing, they are not doing it, Bella, for Justice Abdullahi, for TV3. They are not doing it for NDC or MPP. They may belong to political parties, but I see these people as Democrats fighting for our collective good. Why? Because what they are fighting for is not a fight for a particular political party to come into office. They are simply saying that stop Galamsey.
So Justice, let me ask you this. So we want to understand the way forward now. Their next appearance date has been set for October 8th and 11th. However, per the law, there's an opportunity to push this date forward so they can apply for bail, right?
As for application for bail, can even be made today.
Okay.
But guaranteed, you'll deny the bail. And this is why I would rather call for the Attorney General, if he's watching us, or if he's even privy to any of this, because sometimes the office may be doing this without the person himself being aware of it. If he's privy to this, it is my affliction. Indeed, it is my urge on him to, at this moment, immediately enter a nolle prosequi for these people to be immediately released.
Why?
Their continued incarceration and would not serve any useful purpose. What is the benefit to us as a nation? What do we gain? Because really, Bella, otherwise, what we may end up finding is that these people will go to, they will come back in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, and the judge may still not find a good reason to admit them to bail, in which case they will continuously be in custody. Now, how do we benefit? Tell me how the nation benefits in doing that. At least if you can remember the words of the former, the minister, Osaf Mahfoud, when he interrogated, in fact, he actually literally asked all of us, what is the benefit in prosecuting Aisha One, who was arrested for not only breaking our laws, but also engaged in galamsey? And his answer was that because China was giving us a loan. Now you're talking about people who are dealing with galamsey. We are talking about people who are fighting against the destruction of our environment. And you have arrested them because you said that they defaced the poster.
Justice, Solomon, give me just 1 minute to ask Justice one final question. So we have a pregnant woman. She's 4 months pregnant, and she says that she only stopped by with her husband and his brother to take pictures. They were picked up. There's another gentleman who also says that he only went to church, was on his way home, he was picked up. Another says he's a mate. He actually lives where he was picked up. So he literally lives on the streets, basically, which is what he was saying. What does the law say about, especially women who may be pregnant, and whether they can get bail or not?
All right.
Just briefly, so I can go to someone.
I am very certain that because the lawyers were not there, this fact was not brought to the attention of the trial judge. Because if she was aware of this, there's no way she would have added her. But this is what they did. This is why I call it a persecution. They simply bundled everyone together without even screening. The police did not screen any of these people to even identify or even listen to their versions of what actually took place, whether they were part of the protesters or not, whether they were seen engaging in any illegality or lawfulness or not. None of this was done. So they were simply just arresting everyone. It was like a soup. And then they brought everybody to court. This is exactly what happened. Indeed, if you were passing by, you could have been arrested. And this could have happened to you without even being involved in any of these matters. And that's what these people have suffered from. And so it is the reason why, Bella, I keep insisting that the Attorney General must, as a matter of urgency, enter and nully prosecute all these persons to come back home. And that would rather advance the cause of our democracy rather than taking us backwards. It's needless, completely needless. It's useless to have them persecuted. There's no gain in doing this.
All right. Thank you so much, Justice. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Solomon, so I have a message. This is from Mr. Kakra Esamwa. Esamwa, yes. So he says, good morning, Bella. I'm intrigued by the submission of the representative for Movement for Change. In Parliament, you require 2/3 of members of the entire House to overturn a subsidiary legislation. So the NDC MPs cannot be blamed for the passage of that law, full stop.
I don't want to go there, but I disagree with Kekra Samwa entirely. Because you see, who is the Speaker of Parliament? Is it not Agban Bagbin? The Parliament not consist of majority of NPP people, yet the NDC members or the NDC as a political party were able to convince some NPP members to agree to the choice of Bagbin. So if they were able to do that, it means at all material time, depending on your persuasion skill or how you see things in order to convince the other side, you can get them onto your side. So it does not follow through like that. Else, there wouldn't be any bill that would be passed in this parliament. But because the other side, the people from the MPP parliamentarians are able to put up convincing argument to the other side, most often they go with them. On this occasion, I disagree. Because I believe that the minority NDC should have been able to convince the MPP people, MPs, not to go with this legislative or LI 2462. As it is standing out, it is not good for the country. And I agree with Arocha when they also embark on their demonstration that indeed that law must be revoked and revoked immediately because it's not serving any purpose. What is the point in passing that LI when it is leading to the destruction of our forest? So, Senior Kakra Samoa, yes, you may have a point, but on this occasion, I disagree. I disagree. It's not good for the country.
I see.
Yes, to go into the matter.
You see, I'm giving you time.
Like, this is even 1 minute. I have been sitting in this studio.
I'm listening to you. Please carry on. It's
sitting
okay.
in the comfort of his office and telling them.
You were calculating. You when I gave you 5 minutes, you used 4 minutes to talk about let Solomon speak.
Let me say that this whole prosecution is being done with the able assistance of the New Patriotic Party. They are the ones pushing this whole agenda just to divert the attention of the public from the Galamsey menace. That is all to it. That is why I am entreating Ghanaians to just relax on these. As for them, these demonstrators, they will be released. They will not die. They will come out. But let us focus on the Galamsey.
Let's pray they don't die.
They will not die.
You heard from the gentleman who says he's been prevented from even giving his sister medication.
If anybody dies, the country will turn. You just watch it. But nobody will die. They will come out and still continue with the fighting. We are some of us are planning Operation End the Foolishness on the 11th of November, where we will enter the forest. You don't want to be in Accra. We want to enter the forest and let the Galamseyers kill us. It is better to die for a just cause than to sit down and drink poison and die. That would be cowardice. The New Patriotic Party is the one trying to divert the attention by using state institutions. First of all, who is the chairman of the police council? Is it not the vice president?
Vice president is.
The board of the police council give the police administration directions to operate. Who is prosecuting this matter? Is it not Attorney General? Attorney General is an appointee of the president. Now, if you read Article 882, what does it say? Article 882 says, The Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of a legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the President. This assignment has been referred to him by the President. That, hey, our party and our government is under attack. What can you do to divert minds? Let's arrest these innocent people and put them behind bars. Let's remind them so that Ghanaians will focus on the remand and the court case and let go the Galamsey issues, which is killing you and I. I'm not interested in that. I want to push the president. What happened to his mantra that he was ready to or prepared to put his presidency on the line? Did he come to scam the people of this country? No, we cannot allow elderly people to be scammers. We cannot. If young ones are scamming us, the elderly people are also scamming us, and you want to agree with that? No. So please, we are focused. Professor Frimpong Boate's report, if this Attorney General is serious, Professor Frimpong Boate mentioned specific names. He mentioned Protozua. Samuel said, who is MPP's parliamentary candidate for Suhum? He mentioned Gabi Asaro. He mentioned Kojo Ponkruma. He mentioned Captain Koda. He mentioned Charles Dite Kotego. He mentioned the youth organizer for Chebi. He mentioned Charles Ousu and a host of people. Why are these people walking about freely? Why? And like Justice Abdullah said, if we do not dispense justice in equal measure, tomorrow it may go against the Attorney General himself. We are building a nation, for Christ's sake.
Well, there's a gentleman who said when the LI was passed, you were part of the MPP. You never complained.
How did I not complain? People have been voted into parliament. They are supposed to do their godly work. I have been criticizing this president ever since I was in the MPP. I don't support.
Were you against that LI?
Absolutely.
Did you speak up at the time?
I spoke up, and indeed, you know, the Apaprama forest is at where I come from.
Okay.
Why would I support people coming to destroy the environment that I live?
All right. Let me bring...
So, it is a non-starter on the basis of the Galamsey alone, or how the presidency aided in passing the LI 2462. Ghanaians, once again, must not give this administration 13% come election 2024. They must have less than 13%.
From my time, 13 to 13%. You know,
so is it how I've been consistent?
I've seen that. I've seen that. So you are giving them refreshments, but in a backward
is going
manner.
to refresh all of them.
I see. Enoch, so you heard from Justice Abdullah. He says that if in case the Attorney General himself is not aware that his office is prosecuting this case, he should even file a nolle prosequi so that this can be ended and these people would be released almost immediately. Do you agree?
I disagree with the statement made by Justice Abdullah. And in fact, I must say some of his statements cannot be differentiated from a political party representative on this platform. Describing the Attorney General as his misconduct and a whole lot of labeling against the Attorney General, describing him as partisan and a whole lot of... You see, Bella, as a lawyer...
Does he not belong to the party, first of all?
No, as a lawyer...
He belongs to the MPP, does he not?
No, who?
He was appointed by the president, was he not?
Who?
Does he not belong to the party?
He is an Attorney General.
Does he belong to the MPP
We are speaking in lieu of his function as an Attorney General under the Constitution of the Republic.
I
under Article
understand,
88.
but it's just a simple question before you...
Bella, let me...
Is the Attorney General a member of the MPP or not?
He is.
Exactly. Carry on.
But he's the Attorney General of the Republic.
Okay.
And no Attorney General in this Republic never belonged to a political party.
So is he wrong
From
to
the
say that
Rawlings
he's been
era.
partisan?
No, he said he's partisan Attorney General, his misconduct. And clearly, the Attorney General has not been convicted of any professional misconduct in line with LI 242, the professional...
a lot of things.
No. LI 2423.
Okay.
The professional conduct and etiquette rules of the legal profession. Once the person has not been convicted by the General Legal Council of any professional misconduct, you cannot label the person as describe the person as being misconduct or his misconduct and that kind of... It clearly shows the type of hatred that he have for the land Attorney General. But clearly, yes.
But I have accused the Attorney General. I don't have any hatred.
So hold on.
I don't have any hatred for him.
It is my right. No, it is not criticism.
We are all on this platform, and you are telling me that I hate the Attorney General.
If anyone shares the opinion about how...
Which Attorney General
you can share your opinion. You can share your opinion without crossing the red line. You know, he's a learned friend. And as a learned friend, you know that gravely describing your learned brother in lieu of misconduct, you know what you are doing to your brother.
Doesn't mean you hate.
Although, yes, this clear. It amounts to clear
if you are
hatred.
speaking the truth,
No, it amounts to clear hatred. Has he been convicted of any professional misconduct?
He was heard on tape.
No.
And the judge advised him to recuse himself from the case.
The judge advised.
It was an advice.
Why did the judge not order?
Advice.
No, why did the judge not order?
No,
the judge strongly advised.
Judges order. Judges share their opinion.
Judges also advise.
So why did the judge not order?
But why?
Because he was before the judge. Why did the judge not order?
But when the judge ordered, when the judge advised,
don't let us go there.
He
don't let us
going to court.
Allow me.
Allow him to land.
Allow me. He never stopped going to court.
No,
I was with him throughout the trial. He never stopped going to court. Let this be cleared on this platform. You see, he mentioned, Jasabulai mentioned that the people, he said around the world, demonstrations, occasions, some petty things and those kind of things. So does it mean that because they are demonstrating, they must also cause breaches to some fundamental rights of others and some public order system that we've put in place as a people? Is that the case? They are before the court. And if the court finds that they have not committed the offenses that they have been charged, then the court will set them free. Again, there is this assumption on this platform that the lawyers cannot find the whereabouts of their clients. For Christ's sake. Clients engage lawyers.
Which clients?
Clients engage lawyers.
In this case, were they given the right to do that? Were they given the chance?
The police will tell you. We are not told. You have not even had a conversation with engagement with any of these arrested
about
persons
4 or 5 statements
to say that they were not given. No, Bella, you see, we are talking of matters of law. You are not given the opportunity to.
I'm so sorry about that. But let me just ask you. There have been about 5 or 6. No, I won't tell you time is up. There have been about 5 or 6 statements that the police have released, updating the general public on what has been done at every step.
Sure.
Now, these lawyers, this is not the first time that they are accusing the police of preventing them from seeing their clients. If really that was a lie, don't you think the police should have come out to debunk these claims?
I'm telling you that clients engage the services of lawyers. So before a client engages you, he will tell you or she will tell you, the lawyer, that I have been arrested. I am at Kotobabi Police Station. I am at Kaneshie Police Station. I am at Accra Central. Come over and offer your service to me.
Were they given the chance?
They will. Certainly, once they have put up a statement, before any caution statement or any charge statement, the police will read to you that you have the right to.
39 of them were in court yesterday. Were they given the chance per the Constitution?
Did they put up a statement before the police?
No, but even in their statement, the question is, hold on.
So you cannot conclude.
No, we are told that they actually were made to give, some of them were made to give their statements, even that in the absence of their lawyers.
You have the right. The police will tell. I am a lawyer. I'm telling you the basis of law, what the criminal procedure is.
Please tell
the
me.
police, in taking your statement, will inform you your right to choose a lawyer of your choice. So certainly, when they have not come out in formats that these provisions were not made or this procedure were not followed, then certainly we cannot conclude on this platform that these essential procedural requirements that every police officer is required to undertake were not met. We can't discharge this from this platform. But if an
allegation has been made against you, and you know that you are not guilty, you should come out and defend yourself and say that I gave person A and B the chance to call this person or that person to represent them. The police has not made any statements on that.
You see, I am a lawyer, and there has been no circumstance that my client has informed me that he has been or she has been arrested, that I don't know the whereabouts of my client. So if you are an ambulance lawyer who is soliciting, then you go around chasing cases or something, then it probably even the client, if he doesn't know you, that you are the lawyer representing him or her. Probably somebody called you in that Charlie, one of our guys have been arrested, so go and defend the person.
All right.
So probably a lawyer must be engaged formally by the client. And once the client engages you formally, the client will inform you of the whereabouts of the client. Let the people come out and let them inform us of the procedure they went through. And at the end of the day, during trial, the police will furnish, at the disclosure stage, the police will furnish the lawyers of the accused persons, the charge sheet, and all the material things, the statements and all material documents the police will be relying on to prosecute them. Okay. And certainly, if these essential matters, the statement taken in the presence of independent witnesses and the lies were not followed in due process, certainly the courts, I know, will release them because there has been a Supreme Court decision on some of these matters where lies the police must follow due process in accordance with law. Malik mentioned that mortuary workers
30 seconds, please.
Went on strike. Fact check. Mortuary workers went on strike not against government but against their service providers, those who engage them. You know, most of these private mortuaries, some of them are paid 300 Ghana cedis a month. He mentioned again that freight forwarders were demonstrating. It is true, freight forwarders demonstrated, but freight forwarders demonstrated against shipping lines, not against the government of Ghana, because shipping lines do not go by the Bank of Ghana rate. If the Bank of Ghana rate is say 15 Ghana cedis, they will be charging 16 Ghana cedis or their commercial rate that they desire. That is what the shipping lines were complaining and demonstrating against. So it is not against government of the Republic of Ghana. We are in an election year, and we know that people will be casting aspersions, innuendos, and be labeling government just to get unfair advantage in the electoral process. And certainly, the Ghanaians have seen light, they have seen day, they have seen darkness.
All right.
And certainly the Ghanaian.
Which one is the darkness?
Let me read something just quickly. The time of the
Mortuary
Workers
darkness.
Association of Ghana. Hold on.
Pure darkness.
I'm wrapping up with this. So the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana has served notice to the government, citing deliberate neglect of their demands.
Bella, read it again.
Hold on, please. Allow me to do my job.
Fact check.
So hold on, please.
Please.
So in a statement dated Tuesday, 17 September, MOAC General Secretary Richard Kofi Jordan emphasized that the strike is a last resort after repeated attempts to resolve the issues. Now, what are the issues? They are saying that their concerns include inadequate provision of personal protective equipment, leaving workers exposed to disease and hazards. Additionally, salary arrears. I know, right? Salary arrears dating back to 2020 remain unpaid, and the request for financial clearance to employ 500 additional mortuary workers have been ignored. They are also demanding payment of the COVID-19 bonus announced by the president, which mortuary workers are yet to receive. So my time is up. We have to go. But thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. You are letting me clash with my English this morning. Enoch Antre Afwakwa is a private legal practitioner. He's a member of the NPP communications team. Malik Basintale, NDC Deputy National Communications Officer. Solomon Owusu is a senior communicator. Movements for Change. Justice Abdullahi also spoke to us earlier. He's a law lecturer at the UPSA. Let me tell you that this morning at 10 a.m. we have a conversation coming up, and we're talking about the Galamsey fight. Beyond the talk, what next? And so look at the lineup of speakers. And at 10 a.m. we're going to have a conversation. It will be led by Beatrice Edu, so look forward to it. And also, good morning to Noteduya. He says that Gabi was not beaten to a pulp. Let's be factual. Not holding brief for the police at all. But I remember he was whipped. He spoke during and after that. Also, good morning, Kobi Esa, good morning, and Fred Agbenyon, good morning. I have to wrap up, forgive me. But step into the world of Dewa 539. He was sent the topic.
So why is he goofy?
Step into the world of Dewa 539 for your chance to win big with Dewa Direct and Dewa Chop Money. With Dewa Direct, dial star 446 hash, pick 1 to 39 and win 20 times, 40 times, or 400 times your stake. And win cash every evening at 7 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m. Early birds love Dewa Chop Money. At 10 a.m., dial star 446 hash, choose 1 to 39 and win 20 times, 40 times, or 400 times your stake. Play at dewa-nla.com or dial star 446 hash. If you need help, please call 055-6259-249 or 053-2479-879. Dewa, Afa. We're playing cash out star 439 hash. Just dial, select option 2 and win some cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. We'll be right back. Thank you, gentlemen.